the most important aspect in this whole, you can say, this episode is the element of extreme anxiety and panic. Why I'm bringing this topic first? Because this forms the base of the 2 or 3 phases which this infection you will be facing. The first phase of a week or so, where you will have the virus and the body fighting. Then the second phase comes, which is the body overreacts and certain harmful things happen. So this underlying anxiety and panic, extreme anxiety and panic, it changes the whole dynamics of the body function. It is in geometric progression, means what has happened, the crux of the whole issue and this whole problem worldwide is our body centricity, our physicality centric thinking. We think that this body, like a machine, like a car, like a scooter, I have this body, I go take it to an hospital, I will pop in some pill, it will fix itself, somebody will fix me. So we have come very far from our subtle aspects of our existence, our mind and its relative activities. Why I am mentioning this? Because extreme anxiety and panic increases the oxygen requirement of each cell of the body by 20%. Now you imagine, we are hearing so much about oxygen. So somehow suppose we have a means to reduce our anxiety to 0 and panic, the 20% oxygen requirement will reduce. Where each percentage oxygen is at premium, suppose you are fighting, then imagine the effect of this, what it happens. But unfortunately, what has happened for the 99% people, they do not practice any yoga technique, so they cannot calm their mind. Mana prasamana upaya yoga. This is the definition by Vasishtha, Yoga Vasishtha, in his 64,000 sloka Yoga Vasishtha Shastra. That calming down the mind, the science and technology of calming down the mind is yoga. So in COVID, we have to think of some very, you can say, fast method to calm down our mind. So fortunately, despite all the deficiencies, we have some spirituality left in all of us. So visualizing your Ishtadeva, having a chitra or a murti in front of the person who is suffering, and surrendering. So once you surrender, till your ego is jumping, I can do this, I can do that, you surrender. And I vividly remember the Narayana Astra episode in the Mahabharata, when the Aswathama fires that. Then Krishna says there is no way you can fight it. The only way to save yourself is drop all your armaments and sit down quietly. Don't even think of a war. Narayana will not do anything to you. So the point I'm trying to make is that if you surrender yourself to your Ishtadeva, to your Guru or whatever, some entity, that now you take care, I am nothing, and your calming down the mind will reduce your oxygen saturation. This is very important. That is for the second week, the critical week where some people are having these issues. Now coming to the first week, where people are doing what not, means as a doctor, I am aghast that some people are telling I had this for 3 days. I simply, my head starts spinning because I have why that tablet has been taken in this, there is simply no rationale. So I will, after sharing something about this panic aspect and how it is affecting the both phases, I will just have a small input for the first phase, that is the first 5 days, what we have to take care of, and then the next 5 days. That's it. And then the question answer, very short. So in the first 5 days, now all the big doctors and many means now there are so many inputs. People are speaking up that actually there is no specific medicine which has any role in the first 5 days. What is important in the first 5 days? The most important thing people are thinking that they are not even thinking about it, and that is taking rest. So the first 5 days, your immunity has to fight the virus. You have nothing else. I'm assuring you, I have about 2,000 research papers arranged in my laptop in different folders. I have created a RSS feed. Every day I get research papers. I sort them out. I keep in different folders. You ask me any aspect of anything. I can share with you tens and twenties of trials and clinical trials and all that. But I'm saying this with full sense of responsibility, that it is your immunity which is going to be the main player, and you have to support your immunity. So 3 things are very, very important to support your immunity. Taking rest. Here I would like to point out the one aspect, that you get a test negative or positive is immaterial. I'm a surgeon, I'm a trauma surgeon. I think like an algorithmic way, and over and above that, I have computer applications background. So I'm telling you in a very, very logical way that there are certain diseases where a test is positive or negative, the treatment changes. Here nothing changes. Second, there are a lot of positive, false negative. We all know that. 30%, till some people are saying even 30% false negative is happening due to various reasons. I won't go into that. So neither the treatment is going to change, nor the course of the disease is going to change. So I'm not saying you don't think about the test. You inform somebody, some BBMP or some people come, office and collect your swab and go, that you cooperate in that you do your duty as a citizen. I'm not saying you don't do, but running around for test, going and standing in some queue or somewhere is very, very detrimental. Rather, I would say the first 3 days decides what is going to happen. So absolute rest, when I say absolute rest, means any of thing happens to you, cough, cold, loss of smell, loss of taste, fever, loose motion, gastric upset, body ache. You assume today what is the high rate of infectivity, it is mind-boggling. You assume that you have got COVID. Finished. If you want to inform some number is there, I'm having these symptoms, please come and collect. This is my address. That's it. That's it. That's the only thing about the testing. Report comes, fine. You start. What do you start? You go into rest mode. If you are in a family, assume everybody in the family has contracted it. There may not be symptom. So all this nonsense of this segregation, that is nonsense. All of them have to go into that mode. I'm saving lives like anything. And I'm telling you, this knowledge can save your life and so many other lives. All of you are thought leaders. So assume that everybody had come into the contact of the year. If you want to have some precaution, you have so many rooms in your apartment, do all that. If you have help, you have all that. But don't make an issue out of it, because everybody starts taking adequate rest. Some people may be working, they will take, but the symptomatic people, full rest. Inform your office, I'm in complete bed rest. Second, plenty of fluids. And third, very light diet. Liver is the Senapati, is the commander-in-chief of this fight. You don't want to burden your liver by digestive process. And most important is early light dinner. Nothing after 7 p.m. Max you want to have a glass of buttermilk, because it is in the night where the fight is mainly happening, where your body is fully resting, your immune system is fully fighting. If you eat 3 masala dosa at 11 p.m., done. The whole night the liver will be busy digesting that masala dosa. So these are the 3 most important things. Then you have vitamin C, D, and zinc. You want to take, these are useful. And if you take them through fruits, even if it is more useful. There are reasons for it, but I won't go into detail. If some time comes during this interactive session, I will explain why I'm asking you to take this naturally rather than in tablet form. And one big thing, the risk has now come, is that many spurious capsules and tablets have come. So if you take, and only 3-4 fruits, muskmelon, watermelon, papaya, banana, and oranges, sweet lime. That's it. No heavy fruits. But you can have Thatte tumba, you have plates and plates of muskmelon, watermelon. It is very useful. And khichdi, very light diet, lot of fluids, and some spending some time in sunlight, applying some oil bath and all. Take bath every day. So there is a small, you can say, patrak, which Harinaji can share with all of you, which we have created. There's a group of people, experts. Now, the second thing what you have to do, so this is for supporting your immunity. But fortunately, we have a very, very strong Ram-Ban with us to kill the virus. Now, you will say, oh my God, there is a method to kill the virus and why nobody is talking about it? Because, why did I don't want to talk about it. So, there is a company called Sanotize. Now they have got the patent. They will inject nitric oxide in the nose. And one is British Columbia and the branch is in the US and all that. They have proved that is true. And there's another study has confirmed it in the UK just 3 days back, that by nitric oxide, 99% of the viruses are getting killed in the first 48 hours. Now, very fortunately, what we have is that Bhramari Pranayam produces 15 times of the nitric oxide which is injected, which is instilled by a device in the nose. And better than that is that this nitric oxide is produced inside the cells where the viruses are lurking. So it is 15 times more amount, it is more effective. And third is that this nitric oxide is produced in the cells of the lung also, where some viruses, if they have reached early, they will be killed. And number 4, they also act on the blood vessels where they prevent the thrombosis and clot formation, which is a very dreaded complication of coronavirus. So 3-4 times minimum 10-12 minutes of Bhramari, followed by steam inhalation, followed by gargle. And the people who are doing it, the feedback which we are getting, they're telling that we had a dry nose after doing the Bhramari for 10-12 minutes and then steam taking and then gargle. This much muck, so blackish, yellowish. He's telling that from where it is coming, I'm shocked. This is not one person, many people, they have sent me photographs. So Bhramari is the key, is the Ramban for this virus, which we have been doing for long. And you have to do some breathing exercise. Now you can do Sudarshan Kriya, you can do Singham Kriya by Sadhguru or Sri Sri Sudarshan Kriya by Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, or you can do Kapalbhati, you can do Bhastrika. Okay, so you have to do abdominal breathing. If you don't do anything, any of those things, you have to blow balloons, you have to, or you have a respirometer, you blow in that, or you just do deep breathing with hand, something. You have to recruit your alveoli. The first 5 days, the more you sweat in first 5 days, the less you will bleed in next 5 days. The more you sweat in peace, the less you will bleed in war. So we are preparing for the second phase. So you have to open up each and every part of your lung and you have to try to kill each and every virus. Many young people who have no complication are getting afebrile in 2 to 3 days. 4 days, they are becoming almost normal. Mild cough is there. But some people, because of various reasons and not having practiced Bhramari, don't know how to do Bhramari properly and all those things, not having that much respiratory capacity, sedentary habits and all that, it is going into the second week. Second week is a completely different story. Second week, there are certain medications which are life-saving. With high CRP and rising CRP, corticosteroids are given. With a high D-dimer, anticoagulants are given. Oxygen, of course, if the oxygen saturation falls. But many cases we have been able to manage by prone ventilation, Makarasan, 5% increase is achieved 2 hours. The cardiothoracic department, head of department of Medanta has had a very beautiful video, which again can be shared with all of you, or many of you have seen. There is one warning. There are many wrong videos and wrong posture pictures are there about the prone ventilation. I don't know if it is accidental or deliberate. So please look at this professional video from the head of department of cardiothoracic surgery. 5% it can increase along with your Ishtadev Murti or Chitra, and it will further reduce. So many people who were panicked and having a oxygen saturation of 87, 88, with these simple measures of having a Anjane Murti in front of their bed and focusing on that and making them prone as per that video, as soon as their oxygen saturation went crossed 90, 91, 92, they also became more relaxed and they went to sleep. It's simple that you know the English word in, INN, that like a motel, old fashioned motels on the highway motels and all, in. So what we do that, just you imagine that INN, but that N is continuing. So you pronounce that in. So this is the, all of you can practice it, just practice in and notice that your tongue will be touching the palate and your lips will be slightly apart. Check, please check, all of you. And there is a mild variation which can also be used, 5 minutes this, 5 minutes the other one. That is the third part of the Brahmanad, that is the Makar. So the English word is MUM. So mum. Here you will notice that the tongue is resting on the floor of the mouth and lips are touching. So their tongue is touching the palate and lips are slightly apart. That is the Nakar, the Brahmari. And this is the last third of the Brahmanad, Makar of the Onkar. So this you pronounce by mum and that by in. Actually, we are producing humming sound, and there is a lot of research papers. Anybody who is interested, we can share these research papers worldwide and international research papers on humming and the nitric oxide produced by humming and curing of sinusitis and all that. As a surgeon, I have cured hundreds of people of chronic sinusitis just by Brahmari, even to the extent of people who are having multiple polyposis in the sinus where surgery was not possible. They become completely normal.